Why? So trying to get it. I got like a 1997 to 2000 scanner. So my other electronics car scanner could use another extension cord for my small drill. I actually put this one. This white one was just so tucked around the computer PC area. It was just tucked around like the corners of like the leg. It was just so complicated. I actually like bent the prong somehow. I didn't even know I had like this type of battery. Easily recognizable. So it's pretty much a Sunday. It's just an update. I'm making a mixtape. You know, prepping, cleaning up tools, repairing the suitcase. So I pretty much use fishing line on one corner, and I kind of have like a thread and needle, basically with fishing line right here. And I fixed kind of like the hardest spot first, like the smallest, and I think oh yeah, there are little small holes right there. So I pre-drilled the holes. And there's like 2 cracks on this, so I've got a bunch of small repairs on this. And then you know, if I could get it, or you know, in a few in a few random, you know, sewing jobs or attempts and sewing stuff, I'm gonna be able to finish sewing and just apply glue, I would say. But until then, you know, I drilled the holes at least, which wasn't too hard. I got the drill right here, the drill bit, and then you know, I've got a decent area up here to kind of keep some of the tools and a flash and some flashlights and stuff. Completely waterproof bag. I taped up the backside, so I did basically the bottom and made a special fold so that it actually covers the seam. And there's actually like a small hole. Well, and then what I did was and then taped that on the edges, cut a little slit, and basically folded so that the seams folded, and then went up a little bit and overlapped it with the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to the top. You want it to overlap because if water drips on this, it's going to not creep into the bottom and things. And then I put 1 row of tape on this side, and I'm going to actually use this. And I kind of notice I have like this notebook to help keep things straight and flat. You know, sometimes using tape, especially, you want everything kind of flat. So I kind of did this just because I found like a USB cable, and basically have a USB charging port kind of near where I'm pretty much have a few devices situated, charging. I'm, you know, sorting out my old and my new stuff. Sometimes I find like a device or a tablet. So this charger is kind of plugged in with the extension cord, and I got it inside the baggie. So you can see I put the cord through. I could have, if I find another larger baggie, I'm going to definitely make another one. But with a roll of packing tape and a Ziploc bag, I'm going to keep a lot of dust off of this, and also I'm going to be able to store all my cables right here. USB hub, which I do have, so small, so I might be able to use it with a smaller USB hub, which I do have. So using duct tape instead, and it's gonna be pretty easy because I've got most of the parts and ribbons already sorted out. So I'm gonna just start adding the basically with all these little small parts, I'm going to also use like a small ruler to find the thickness, or a better flashlight to like see exactly where the tape is going to go. And I'm just going to stick cut a small piece and put the small piece of duct tape and just tape and cover that area, and then add glue. And then so with all the, well, it's not a lot of flex ribbons, but there may be some on the battery. I need to double check or something, but there's only pretty much smaller. And also, like, under the connector, let's go under, check the microscope, like under that connector I didn't add any duct tape, and I need to take that back off and re-glue it and stuff. Basically the duct tape just keeps things stuck and lined up for the other components. So as you can see, there's conductive pads on there, and there's one for the rumble motor and things like that. And even checking on the old display and stuff, there's a few spots that have pretty much double-sided tape. This is a little bit thinner, the duct tape, but electrical tape is quite thick, is a little thicker and things like that, and used for something else. But duct tape seems to be okay. I'm also buying like double-sided tape, but I don't know how to work with some products and things like that. And even duct tape, I'm not 100%. It's just really thin stuff. So I'm going to have to, but yeah, I'm going to have to be really, really, focused or something like that. There's double-sided tape there. It's just weird stuff. If it is double-sided, or if it's not double-sided, and it needs to be conductive tape, then the device won't turn on. So, but it shouldn't fry. But if it does, and it will show me that the chassis is ground, and but it doesn't seem like the chassis is ground, and a lot of the circuits and components are protected either by double-sided tape or just heat sinks and things like that. So, but there's like just bare metal, and it's going to like touch this right here, and that's like I would actually put duct tape down on there and double-sided tape, and have that stuck a little bit better for whatever's on the back. I might even use I'll probably just use the power grip, and just because all these pads really need to do is actually be lined up with the pretty much the board, and they should power on and work and things like that. And the glue actually helps hold them so that it actually lines up, I guess. So just doing a few things for prepping, but a lot of the stuff be funny. It's a little small kid's elf hat, so put stuff that you're not going to use. This is kind of funny. It's a little small kid's elf hat, so put stuff that you're not going to use, or even like I have like a garbage bag right here, which I need to get some more of. So I'm gonna put that on the to-do list. I found another like wood board right there, I think. So put a few random stuff that I don't want to mess up. When you're sorting out things, the good stuff is actually pretty useful sometimes. When you're basically collecting and stuff. So I've got this suitcase pretty much prepped up. So I've been working on a few things, and putting things where I need them so that I could finish doing stuff. This suitcase is going to be a pretty nice, small electronics. It's really clean on the inside, and what I'm doing next is actually putting little holes so that I could patch this up. So I've been doing this for these types of hard shells and things, and on this top side, just one side needs to be repaired, and then on the bottom side, but I'm just getting all the little small holes in, and I use a small drill and a small bit and this drill, and I actually need to find a small extension cord, which I do have around here and stuff, but have a little bit of time after making this video. I'm going to try to get that finished today or started today. So I also cleaned up. I've got this left-handed glove. I've been missing a lot of right-handed gloves, but so I cleaned up the pliers, and I also found like a small scraping tool. It's actually inside the tin can, but it's basically like a small screwdriver like this with both sides as a straight edge. So it's my next pry tool, I guess. And it's not too sharp or anything on one side. I think I'm going to try to file a little bit or a lot, I don't know, get it really nice and clean. This side has, so this is a really good pry tool for me, and it's got like a little file included with it. Long pliers. So yeah, and actually one of the first things I brought this bag towards here and things like that, but cleaning and drying items, seeing their condition and stuff, or just, and then having to sort out the clean and dry items and things, having some sense of their condition. I'm going to use this piece right here. I'm going to use it to help drain, or I'm going to have some rags to clean up. So I'm going to just lay the rags on there, and then it's going to help dry up some of the rags. They're like microfiber rags and stuff. So pretty much 4 or 5 of those and a sweater. And then I didn't show you guys this, but this was dug out and stuff, and it kind of reminds me of if I ever do go rock collecting, I'll have a few of these little small plastic bottles, which I haven't been using lately, but I'm gonna start using them just for this, and I'm gonna have, and they just fit perfectly. So I'm gonna have a bunch of different samples of rocks, just basically a backpack full and things. Sometimes it's easy to find rocks, but sometimes you just have to get handfuls of a certain size, I guess, or even so maybe, or I could use this as a small sorting. It doesn't have to be for rocks, it could be for just small bags of DIY stuff. Definitely going to prep and get this stuff organized for something like that. And there's an example of some of the small desks full of, or just mark, and some electronics and boxes and stuff like that. Just random batteries that they look still reusable and stuff, but they're just for old devices. Putting little small plastic cups and lids in that. The same thing with this bag, but it's more of a nicer container for packaging from items. And even like this